Why do cats defend their masters? There is no definitive response to this query because cats are individual animals with potentially different reasons for defending their owners. But it's generally accepted that cats develop close relationships with their owners and may act in a protective manner toward them as a result. As a natural inclination, certain cats may also act in a protective manner, especially if they believe their owner is in danger or under threat. Another possibility is that cats might defend their owners out of affection or attention-seeking. The particular cause of a cat's protective behavior ultimately depends on the cat and its bond with its owner. Cats have frequently stepped in to help humans who are caring for them or other people who are in need. Here are the 30 incredible cats that came to the rescue. 1. Pudding, the cat rescued his owner from a seizure. On a whim, Amy Young of Wisconsin decided to adopt Pudding while taking her kid to a shelter. She started to experience a diabetic seizure after going to bed. In order to rouse her up so she could call for assistance, Pudding walked on her chest and bit her nose. She then raced into her son's room and leapt on his bed to wake him. According to medical professionals, Young might have fallen into an incurable coma if she hadn't been awakened. 2. Tara, the heroic cat who rescued a 4-year-old from a neighbor's dog attack. The 4-year-old kid of the Triantaphilo family was dragged by the leg by a neighbor's dog as he was riding his bike in the driveway. The dog was immediately attacked by the Triantaphilo family cat Tara, who then chased him away before returning to check on her owner. 3. Masha, the feline that prevented a baby from freezing. Masha instantly crawled in close to the baby to keep him warm when she discovered an abandoned infant in a box on the cold streets of Russia. She then meowed to get attention from onlookers. Masha arranged for the baby to be transferred to the hospital, where it was discovered that it was healthy. 4. Shelley, the cat who protected her owner from a snake. Jimmy Nelson, an 81-year-old man from Tennessee, thought his cat Shelley was just chasing a mouse when he heard her moving around in the middle of the night. But a few days later, a caregiver found a dead copperhead snake under a table with claw marks all over his body. It seems that Shelley had killed the poisonous snake before leaving it outside to impress her owner. 5. Scarlet, the cat rescued her 5 babies from a fire. In order to save all 5 of her kittens, Mama Scarlet stayed in a burning building in New York, gaining widespread attention that later inspired the writing of numerous books. She was raised in a caring home till the age of 13. And she left a lovely legacy. 6. Gizmo, a cat that assisted in putting out a house fire. Gizmo, a 1-year-old cat, meowed at her owner's ear until he woke up and doused the small fire, which had been started by an oven mitt left on top of a toaster oven, stopping it from spreading throughout the 5-person house. 7. Schnauzy, the cat alerted her mother to a gas leak. Rudy Guy was awakened in the middle of the night by Schnauzy, her cat. She checked after hearing a roaring sound in the bathroom and discovered a burst gas pipe. Firefighters informed her after she ran away that if she hadn't intervened, her house might have blown up. The Great Falls Animal Foundation gave Schnauzy a Purple Paw Award during their annual fur ball, which was appropriate. 8. Tommy, the cat dialed 911 to assist his owner. When Gary Rosheisen's apartment dialed 911 in 2006, no one could be reached on the other end of the line. They went to Rosheisen's apartment to find out what was going on and discovered that he had fallen out of his wheelchair and was unable to get back up. They also discovered Tommy, Rosheisen's cat, sitting close to the phone, which had 911 on fast dial. There was only one viable explanation: Tommy had dialed 911 on his speed dial. 9. Charlie, a cat who helped her diabetic owner. When diabetic Claire Wood got up in the middle of the night to use the restroom, her blood sugar dropped and she passed out. Her cat entered the bedroom right away and started to disturb Wood's husband, who was fast asleep, until he awoke. Following Charlie into the bathroom after noticing that his wife was not in bed, he was able to administer glucagon to her there. 10. Oreo, the cat who rescued his sister from a rattlesnake. Jaden, age 10, was outside having fun when she came across a diamondback rattlesnake. Her cat Oreo fought off the snake as she fled inside, getting bitten on the leg. Fortunately, he was treated quickly at the vet and recovered fully. 11. Major Tom, a cat that warns his owner when the ship is about to float away. Grant MacDonald, a sailor, was sound sleeping on his boat when Major Tom, his cat, headbutted him until he awoke, warning him that his ship was rapidly filling with water. MacDonald was able to activate an emergency beacon, get into a lifeboat with his cat, and wait for a Chinese ship to rescue them. 12. Cleo, a cat, alerted her mother to her father's heart attack. Cleo rushed up and down the stairs until she attracted the attention of her other owner, who came upstairs to take the cat, when she saw her own owner was ill. The woman arrived upstairs and discovered her husband sitting still at the foot of the bed. She discovered he was having a heart attack while rushing him to the hospital. Thankfully, they arrived at the hospital in time, and he recovered. 13. Smudge, a cat who defended her 5-year-old owner from bullies. While preparing tea, Sarah Fenton noticed some lads approaching her small son and forcing him to the ground while tormenting him. Immediately, their cat Smudge approached them, growled, and even jumped on one of the boys, forcing them to flee. 14. Tom, the 24-year-old cat who found out about his owner's cancer. Sue Mackenzie's cat Tom began meowing loudly and pawing at her neck all the time, and she worried that he was ill. When she took him to the veterinarian, however, the doctor discovered that Tom was healthy and said that Tom's behavior might actually be related to an issue with Sue. Sue's Hodgkin's lymphoma was detected when she visited her doctor. She eventually received the all-clear following surgery and chemo. 15. Simon, who supported the British Navy, was given the Dickin Medal, the country's highest award for animal courage. Simon was on board the British ship Amethyst when it was attacked. He managed to survive and later assisted in purging the ship of rats to safeguard their diminishing food supply. He was also given credit for boosting the crewmen's spirits, who were shocked by the attack and the loss of several of their fellow crew members. Sadly, he succumbed to a virus a few days before receiving the medal in person. 16. Putatat, the seeing eye cat for a dog friend Turver, a blind Labrador Retriever. The owner of Turvel, a brown Labrador Retriever with cataracts, is Judy Godfrey Brown of Holyhead, North Wales. Because of this, he would frequently bump into things and harm himself, making him afraid to leave his doggy bed. One day, Judy adopted Putatat, a stray cat who did not get along with other cats but quickly warmed up to Turvel. Putatat took it upon himself to cuddle with Turvel and use his paws to lead him about the home and outside as if he had a sixth sense of his blindness. 17. Homer, a blind cat who protects its owner from a home burglar. The life of Homer, the blind black house wonder cat, was also immortalized in a book. According to the legend, Gwen Cooper saved a blind kitten whose eyes had been amputated because of a terrible infection. She gave the cat the name Homer, after the blind Greek author. Homer, who is typically a laid-back cat, once stood up and hissed at a burglar in Cooper's room when she awoke one night. The intruder was then violently bit by and scratched by Homer as he pounced on him, forcing the latter to flee the area. Gwen later published a memoir on his heroism and life as a result of being inspired by this. 18. Koshka, the military cat who assisted a soldier in overcoming depression and suicidal thoughts. In addition to a few stray cats, Sergeant Jesse Knott was stationed in a military facility in Hudal, Afghanistan. Koshka, a specific cat, caught Knott's attention because of his contagious attitude and playful nature. Koshka and Sergeant Knott formed a strong bond as she cared for his wounds and protected him from the harsh local animal cruelty culture. 2 of Sergeant Knott's men were killed in a suicide attack one day. And as a result, he fell into a deep melancholy and struggled with suicidal thoughts. It became so awful that he began to prepare for suicide. Koshka purred, rubbed his head against him, and patted the sergeant's cheek with his paw as if he didn't want him to be alone with his thoughts because he sensed something was wrong. Koshka shielded Sergeant Knott from his own thoughts in the same way that Sergeant Knott shielded him from abuse. When it came time for the troops to head home, Sergeant Knott decided to bring Koshka with him because he could not bear to send the cat home to endure a life of unavoidable torture. Sergeant Knott visits Koshka frequently while he is living with his folks in Oregon City. 19. Dr. Leon Advogado, the lawyer who served as the impetus for the establishment of the Animal Rights Institute. A stray cat that was prowling about the Brazilian Order of Attorneys. People were complaining and urging the OAB to remove it because cats have no business in such a serious institution. The OAB, on the other hand, had a different viewpoint and merely employed the cat as a lawyer to demonstrate how seriously they are taking this choice. He even sports a charming employee badge. Dr. Leon later served as the model for OAB's intentions to form Instituto Dr. Leon, an organization dedicated to animal rights that will assist neglected and abused animals. 20. Luna, the cat that rescued an 8-person family from a fire. 2 adults and 6 children made up the Chapel Roots family, who were saved from a house fire by Luna the outdoor cat. One night, while Emily, the mother, was fast asleep, Luna started playing with and nibbling on her feet. At first, Emily believed that Luna had brought a gift for the family, which she would need to handle in order to prevent the children from being afraid to enter the living room. The mother noticed a fire emerging from the kitchen just as she was about to leave the bedroom and head up the stairs. She gathered the children right away and ran outside. Without Luna, the family would have suffered a disastrous outcome. To assist the family in rebuilding their lives, a GoFundMe campaign was launched. 21. Tiger, a cat that protected her 97-year-old owner from 4 pit bulls. Sophie Thomas, a 97-year-old woman, was tending to her flowers in the garden when 4 pit bulls belonging to a neighbor suddenly surrounded her. Unexpected help stepped in as the dogs circled the victim and attempted to pounce at her. Tiger, the elderly woman's cat, diverted the dog's attention and ran off in the direction of the garage, enabling Thomas time to flee to her home. While she awaited Tiger's return, the terrified woman cleansed her wounds in the sink. The brave kitten returned unharmed, and the neighbors immediately apologized and said that the dogs were only playing. 22. Jessie Cat, the feline therapist in fur who treats a boy with selective mutism. A little child from Trafford named Lorcan Dillon struggles to communicate with some individuals and settings because he suffers from selective mutism, an anxiety illness. Lorcan was given Jessie Cat, a Blue Point Berman, in an effort to help him cope with his nervousness and feel at ease in social situations. And it succeeded. Jessie Cat is frequently cuddled by Lorcan, who also chats to her, strokes her, and even says, "I love you." Jessie Cat. He became more at ease speaking to others and even reading to his teachers thanks to cat therapy. Sadly, Jessie Cat passed away in June 2019, but she had such a significant influence on Lorcan's life that she inspired a book to be published about her and even had a plaque erected on her Trafford home to honor her as the cat who helped a youngster discover his voice. 23. Missy, a cat who detected cancerous cells in her owner's body. A tabby from Newcastle began behaving strangely in 2013. Even when it became bothersome, she continued to paw at her owner Angela Tinning's breast. Tinning felt the cat's behavior to be so peculiar that she made the decision to see the doctor to get herself tested, where they discovered she had malignant cells in her body. Tinning claims that Missy is her personal hero and had surgery to remove the cancerous cells. 24. Blake, the cat who assists its owner in managing seizures caused by the brain. Glenn Shulman suffers from a number of uncommon brain conditions. As a result, he has daily, potentially fatal seizures. Such a seizure occurred one night while Shulman was sleeping. He was fortunate to be awakened when his pet cat Blake got onto the bed and started nibbling on his feet. While Mr. Shulman does not feel the seizures coming, Blake appears to have a sense of it and acts quickly when necessary. Shulman has had this unusual brain disease for as long as anyone has lived, thanks to Blake. 25. Faith, the St. Augustine's Church in London church cat who shielded her young from an air raid. In 1936, Father Henry Ross welcomed a curious guest into St. Augustine's Church in London, a stray cat. Father Ross gave her the name Faith and agreed to let her stay at the church after posting announcements of a finding cat that received no response. Faith consistently attended sermons over the course of the following 4 years and even gave birth to a kitten she called Panda. In 1940, she all of a sudden started pleading with the father to let her bring her kitten into the church cellar. Faith insisted that Panda stay in the cellar by dragging the kitten back there by the scruff of its neck as Father Ross continued removing it. The upstairs of St. Augustine's Church was damaged on September 9 during an air raid that was part of the Blitz attack on central London. When Father Ross came back, he discovered Faith and Panda in the basement, safely meowing among the debris. 26. Sally, a cat who saved her 49-year-old owner from a burning house. Craig Jeeves was sound asleep when his home caught fire in the middle of the night. Then Sally, the tabby cat he had adopted as a rescue, leaped on his head and woke him up. Craig's home was ultimately entirely destroyed by the fire that at least 8 fire departments battled, but at least he made it out alive and undamaged owing to his pet cat. According to reports, the man said that Sally saved his life after he adopted her a year before the disaster. 27. Rusty, the cat who foresaw his owner's heart attack. According to Claire Nelson, the cat she adopted is to thank for her existence. Although the 66-year-old former nurse reported feeling ill, she dismissed it as being just indigestion. Rusty, her cat, behaved in a very unusual manner, meowing deeply and slashing at the woman's legs and torso. Nelson contacted the woman's doctor after noticing this shift in behavior, and the doctor informed Nelson that the patient had had a heart attack. Rusty was referred to as a guardian angel by many, and Claire underwent a procedure that saved her life. 28. Slinky Malinky, the black short-haired tomcat, rescued its owner from a coma brought on by morphine. Due to a neurological issue, Janet Rawlinson has endured persistent back discomfort for years. She therefore takes morphine to aid with the pain. Currently, morphine frequently causes a number of side effects like disorientation, forgetfulness, or even the induction of a coma. This is exactly what occurred to Rawlinson. She was essentially unconscious for nearly 5 days, sliding in and out of a coma. Worried, Slinky Malinky attempted to find assistance by attracting the neighbor's notice. He was pawing at the windows, climbing the walls, and even annoying the neighbor's dog to make a scene. The neighbors were aware of Jane's absence as well as Slinky Malinky's peculiar conduct. They called for assistance as soon as they noticed her fading into unconsciousness on the sofa. Since then, Janet Rawlinson has recovered, and Slinky Malinky has been nominated for the 2014 National Cat Award for Valor. 29. Charlie, who rescued his owner after she passed out due to a hypoglycemic attack. Nobody was awake to assist Susan Marsh Armstrong when she passed out in the middle of the night. Her ever-loving cat Charlie had to act quickly to save her. The cat approached Susan's sleeping husband Kevin and licked his face, patted him on the hand, and meowed repeatedly until he could no longer ignore her. He discovered his wife asleep on the bathroom floor after following the cat there. To help Susan feel better, Kevin immediately administered a glucose injection. For her valiant deeds, Charlie later received a Hero Cat of the Year 2012 award from the Cats Protection National Cat Awards. 30. Cat of the Claremont family. Albertan woman bites by cat while asleep wakes family to burning house. The cat of a Claremont family woke up her mother by biting her on the arm at 3:30 in the morning. The mother found her husband and 2 children in time to escape the house fire after discovering it when she woke up. The second cat was also saved by the firefighters. In conclusion, cats may not always get the credit they deserve for their heroic actions. Whether it's protecting their owners from danger or simply providing comfort and love in difficult times, cats have proven time and time again that they are capable of selfless acts of bravery and kindness. It's important to remember that cats are not just cute and cuddly companions, but also heroes in their own right. So next time you see your feline friend do something heroic, be sure to give them the recognition they deserve. Thank you for watching.